Hello everyone. We are studying this chapter temperature and heat. And in the last class, we have finished this temperature topic and we have studied about how we can read this conventional food. So today in this class, we are going to start a new topic that is about heat and how we can measure this heat and also about modes of transfer. So today we are going to study about heat, how we can measure this heat, and about modes of heat transfer or methods of heat transfer. So let us study about it. So coming to heat, a form of energy. I think, have you stirred hot tea or milk with a stainless spoon or even other metal spoon? I think all of you have done it. As you can see here in this picture, when we stir hot milk or even hot coffee or warm water or hot water with spoon, and we leave that spoon in a particular cup or even the glass tumbler or even the metal tumbler, then what will happen after this? So we will find that after some time the handle of the spoon would have got a little warm. Means it is having that warmth, it attains some heat. It is having that warmth. Now one question arises here, why did the handle of the spoon become warm? Huh? Where does heat comes in that spoon? How does become warm? So let us see what the answer to the possible causes how it becomes hot. So when there is difference in the temperature between two bodies, a certain type of energy flows between them, and this energy is called heat energy. Means when there is difference in the temperature between two objects, as you can see here in this picture, the temperature of the milk or this tea, the temperature of this water and the spoon is different from each other. So whenever there is a difference in temperature between two bodies, a certain type of energy flows between them. Means between these two bodies, the certain type of energy will flow. And that particular energy is known as heat energy. So what will be the condition for the flow, that is a flow of heat energy? The condition is that there is difference between temperature of two bodies. So when there is difference between the temperature between two bodies, then a certain type of energy flow between these two bodies, and that particular energy is called heat energy. So that here in this case, the heat energy flows between two bodies, that is cup and the spoon. Okay, so what is heat energy? So when there is difference between the temperature between two objects, then a particular energy flows from that one object to the other object, and that energy is called heat energy. So when there is difference in temperature between two bodies, a certain type of energy flows between them, and this energy is called heat energy. So it is a result of the movement of minute particles from known as atoms, molecules or ions in liquid, solid and gases. Now how this flow of energy will happen? This will happen because every object is having made up of small particles, that is either it is made up of atoms, the group of atoms that is molecules or ions is present. And due to the flow of this atom, molecules and ions in the liquid or in the solid and in the gases, this energy is flow from one particular body to the other body, and it's termed as heat energy. So when this energy flows into a body, it warms the body. When it flows out of the body, it cools the body. See, there is one thing that when energy flows into a body, means in the case of this cup and spoon, this water, warm water and the spoon, the energy is flowing out from the hot water and it goes inside the spoon. The spoon is absorbing that heat. So here in this case, energy flows into a body, it warms the body. Means in effect, here in that particular example, that energy flows inside the spoon, so the spoon becomes warm and it flows from the water. So water becomes, it cools the body, it cools that. So when a hot body and cold body is in contact, the hot body loses energy while the cold body gains heat. So whenever the hot body and the cold body both are in contact, so what will happen? The flow of energy is from the hot object to the cold object. Means that hot object leave that energy from hot or warm object, energy comes out and goes inside the cold object, and that cold body gains that heat. As you can see here from the hot body, this energy goes inside the cold body. Suppose that for example, when you take a warm cup of food and when you put on the table, what will happen after some time? That particular tea becomes cold after some time, becomes normal temperature. Why? Because that energy, that warm, that hot object, that hot tea or coffee or even the milk, that heat transfer from that particular cup to the atmosphere, that will becomes cold after some. So when a hot and a cold body are in contact, means always the hot body loses heat and while the cold body gains that heat. Okay, this is about the flow of this energy. Okay, so in this case, so the flow of heat energy. So what will be the direction of the flow, direction of the heat energy? So heat energy will always flow from higher temperature to lower temperature. So the direction will be what? From the higher temperature to the lower temperature. So the heat energy flow from higher temperature to the lower temperature region. Okay, never in other direction. Always from the higher temperature region to the lower temperature region. Heat flows continues till the temperature of both the hot and the cold body becomes the same, whose value will be somewhere in between the temperature of the hot and the cold body. Means the heat energy will flow from the hot body to the cold body till that temperature, when the temperature of these two bodies will become equal to each other. When the temperature of these two bodies will become equal to each other, then the transfer of heat will stop. And somehow that the temperature will be between the temperature of the hot object and the cold. Okay, so suppose that if any hot object is there of like 90 degrees Celsius and the cold object is there at 4 degrees Celsius. So the between this 90 degree to 4 degrees Celsius, between that mid temperature will rise and it will attain that particular temperature and the temperature becomes equal to each other. At that point only, the flow of heat energy will stop from the higher temperature to the lower temperature. This is about the flow of heat energy. There is also other thing, that is measuring heat. How we can measure this heat. So in class 6 you have studied about measurement. Means each and every physical quantity has to be measured. So here in this case also, so as we know that we measure length in centimeters and meters, and when heat energy is measured in calories or joule. In SI system, which is the International System of Units, the heat energy is measured in joule and a symbol used to represent joule is G. So for each and every physical quantity, here some units are there. In the case of heat also, SI unit is there. So SI unit of measuring heat is joule and the symbol used to represent joule is capital letter J. So other units are calories is also other unit, but the SI unit is joule and is measured with capital letter J. This is about the measuring heat. Now coming to the modes of heat transfer. When the heat passes from the hot object to the cold object, so there are different methods through which it transfer from hot object to the cold object. So the method by which heat is transferred from one region to another region are called modes of heat transfer. Means there are different methods, different ways through which heat is transferred from one region to the other region, from the hotter region to the colder region, and that particular methods are termed as the modes of heat transfer. So there are basically three modes of heat transfer or methods of heat transfer are there. That is conduction, convection and radiation. So these three methods of heat transfer is conduction, convection or radiation. Means whenever the heat is transferred from the higher temperature to the lower temperature, either it will be transferred by the help of conduction or convection or radiation. So there are three ways or three methods of the heat transfer, that is conduction, convection and radiation. So till here we will study. So today we have studied about heat. Means what is heat, what will be the condition for transfer of heat, what are the modes of heat transfer, what is SI unit of measuring heat. Some questions are there which is based on what we have studied today. Go through these questions and try to solve it. Thank you.